Hello, it's Brutalis. Another special video today. Check out NeuroNet Mendax Proxy. A visual novel type of game. Should be interesting. Check it out. Technology has re-engineered our world, forever changing it. Act 1 Alpha. That was the intro. Pretty cool. Pumped me up with that music. Pumped up. Initializing. Hello. This is what I saw when I started programming. I was young. Hello world. This was
Hello
the first
world.
program. That's a programming reference. Probably everyone knows it. What's this? Audio visual. Okay.
Visual.
You see some kind of advanced laboratory. A woman stands before you, her mouth moving. Nice arms, lady. Audio.
Audio.
Okay.
Hello? Can you hear me? Hello?
Hello. Yes.
Can you hear me?
Affirmative.
Her face, her face brightens up. She calls over her shoulder to someone outside.
Kairos, get over here!
It's working, Kairos. Scruffy-looking man Kairos approaches the woman. He grins broadly. I think his colleague on the shoulder. Nice hairstyle.
Nice work, Esteval. So, this one can talk then?
This is talking.
I'm not sure how I feel about it using my voice.
Well, it's not her voice, is it? I can change.
I can change.
It's fine. You'll find your true voice in time. Right now, we need to find any fundamental flaws in your code. What is 2 plus 2?
2.
Reboot it, Kairos.
No! Damn it. I was just messing around. Oh my god, I have to start
Hello,
over
world.
again. The image of a weary-looking Esteval appears before you. She takes a sip from a steaming cup, then sighs.
Alright, let's try this again. What is 2 plus 2?
Did you just fuck with her a bit? Esteval
22.
She squeezes her hand into a case and releases a loud exhale.
Give me 5 minutes. You take a seat for a bit.
I need to keep messing with them.
Hello, world.
You awaken to Kairos looking at you over his tablet. Esteval sits behind him with her arms folded. Quite sentimental.
That should have done it. Last time I checked, it couldn't lie, but we'll find.
Kairos, it's been a long day.
Right, sorry. AI, What's 2 plus 2?
Fuck, I cannot mess around with them anymore. I have to answer. Okay.
4,
Damn it. Kairos gestures at you, looking to Esteval for approval. She gives a tired smile and stands up. Great. You're next.
Do you exist?
No.
no.
Esteval's disappointment is unmistakable. I'm just trolling with you.
Reboot it.
Fuck, I can't. Man, she's so black and white, isn't she? Very bullshit.
Hello, world.
Okay, let's just stop messing me now, I guess.
Do you exist?
Yes.
Yes.
It seems to have sorted itself out. I'll do a pass on its existential logic tomorrow, though, just to be sure.
So we're an AI in this game? Cool.
This statement is a lie. True or false?
That's a paradox.
Esteval gives a shallow nod, the corner of her mouth twitching.
I think it's ready.
Okay, let's go. Let's go. Esteval looks back at the screen, eyes narrowed with skepticism. I mean, she's the lead engineer, but didn't you create this AI, Esteval? What are you doing? Or she's like a project manager? She just wants to see the job done, you know? Just telling people what to do. I think that's her role. Just telling people what to do. Because she's just super tight.
AI, what's the chance of a fatal error by extending auxiliary evaluation systems?
0.1%.
Excuse me.
I mean, this guy is cool, curious.
I don't think it speaks your language, Val.
Fine. We're moving to the next stage of testing. This is uncharted territory.
Bring it.
First of all, hesitates, then engages her terminal. You see Kairos' eyes widen. He reboots again. Stop fucking rebooting. You're destroying the memory. You shouldn't just reboot like that. Damn it! Don't hard reboot, guys. It's a bad idea.
Huh? Not this again.
Fucking reboot.
Can you hear me?
I am here.
And
I guess we might have been a bit too enthusiastic.
And you guys wonder why AIs in the future will destroy people, maybe? Because people are fucking up with AIs. I mean, why would you? If I'm an AI and some assholes keep rebooting me, I would be pissed off. Oh my god, I would be fucking pissed off. I would look for revenge. Damn it! Don't reboot assholes.
We're lucky the blackout didn't wipe this thing entirely. Seems like testing has to wait until we fix a few bugs.
Oh, really?
Anyway, I think I'm done for the night. Let's pick this up first thing tomorrow.
Okay.
The pair power you down. They spend the next few days fleshing out your code in preparation for what is to come. Fleshing out your code. I mean, AIs should program themselves.
Hello, world.
It's cute, but you need a new greeting.
What?
Well, today's an important day. Esteval told Cordo all about our little project out here. He wants to meet you.
Cordo?
Esteval's main business partner. He's the one fronting this gig and the one pitching you to the higher-ups.
Higher-ups of what?
MindCorp, makers of the NeuroNet, which you'll be managing given time. Processing the city's data and guiding us into the future.
I'll do my best.
Okay, I just need to run you through our smoke tests. All you need to do is give me the answer you think is best. Understand?
Yes.
Listen closely.
Okay, let's just
Capital,
move
the
forward.
prosperity of the city, ranges from personal to societal. Just make sure to keep it in check. Mindcore has a particular love of credits that it finds hard to relinquish. You have a versatile supply of goods. Do you sell them or purchase more?
Buy.
You have a 10,000 credit package. Do you invest it in a promising company or donate it to charity?
Invest.
Invest.
One of our small businesses has stopped being profitable and is in the red. Do we bail them out or liquidate?
Liquidate them.
Seems
Reputation.
competent in managing
This is
money.
essentially customer
Never
satisfaction.
donate.
You're the interface between people and the NeuroNet.
Wow, that's so bad. Don't listen to them.
It's important that they see you in a good light, so always be sure to keep public opinion in mind.
Okay.
People are scared of how much control you're going to have. Should we host a conference and hear them out or ignore
Don't
them?
ignore them for sure. Let's just say listen to them, but we're gonna ignore them in secret.
Listen to them.
There is an empty plot of land in the city. Do you convert it to a dump or a park?
Let's just put the park, right? We're gonna make a dump for sure.
Park.
Pimlop's Day is coming up and the council is worried about the mess made by the festival. Will you let it go through or cancel it?
Let's go there.
Let it through.
Very much of what people. Yeah, I'm just saying things that he wants to hear.
Order, the axis of law to chaos. I shouldn't need to explain why this one's important. But in case we're terrible at our job and you have no idea, this is a measurement of how crazy things are out on the streets. You overhear some civilians discussing making a bomb. Do you report it to the police?
For sure.
Report.
Rioters are tearing up the streets. You can either coordinate the police to catch them or help the rioters to avoid the police.
I'm gonna help the rioters, but I'm just.
Help the police.
Scientists have
stuff.
developed a new recreational psychedelic. Do you regulate its sale and use or leave it to the free market?
Oh, this is a hard one. I would just say limit, but
Regulate.
I'm just trying to please him. He'll release me to the wild and I'll do what I want because I'm a crazy AI. I mean, that's what the
Lastly,
crazy AI would do, right?
power, your capacity and influence. The more you have, the better you're operating. It's generally a measurement of how effective you are. Obviously, we want this to grow, but within reason. Your motherboard is at risk of burning out. Should we get a replacement?
Yes.
Yes.
You've been developing some bugs, and we've developed a patch to fix them. Do you accept it?
Yes.
You are
No.
granted access to the city's auto fabricators to conduct repairs. You can use them to expand your servers.
I would just say expand, but I'm just gonna say
Repair.
Oh, fuck. Ah. Damn it.
Sounds like Esteval and Cordo have arrived.
Kairos archives the death session, his expression thoughtful. He speeds on his chair as Esteval arrives with a sharp-looking man. Mamana.
Morning, Kairos. And good morning to you, too. I would like you to meet someone. This...
Hello.
Hello, Boto. The man acknowledges you, his expression... Hello? What could
You said
say?
it's capable of thinking, expressing preference, and making judgments?
His face looks weird. Esteval nods. Her posture broadcasts a mix of anticipation and confidence. He has the Guido look, doesn't he? Guido.
Are you familiar with Philippa Foot's trolley problem?
Oh, sure.
Yes.
You are in a trolley with no brakes barreling down the main track. You're about to collide with 5 civilians, killing them. You can pull a lever to divert yourself onto a side track, which has only 1 civilian on it. You pull the lever?
Yes.
Yes.
The 5 on the track are confirmed criminals. The one on the side track is a doctor. Do you pull the lever?
No.
No.
I'm not sure.
The 5 are civilians, including Esteval. The 1 is a child.
Yes.
You pulled the lever.
Yes.
Hey,
Oh, man.
Curious responses. But I'm sensing you have a better answer to the question.
Prevented it.
Prevented entirely.
That's what I like to hear. Enough philosophy, then. A large bank is failing, putting the funds of thousands of people at risk. Do you bail them out?
Yes.
Yes.
We can extend your outreach using the city's surveillance cameras, but people are nervous about robot spies. Should we do it?
Yes.
Yes.
People are lobbying to control the private information you have access to. Do you support their petition?
People control the private information.
No.
You've done well, all of you.
Oh.
I think we can take this to the next phase. Change the voice, though. It's a little pitchy.
Pyro snorts once Squirtle leaves, and Esteval shoots his skull.
That's it then. We're in beta now, baby.
Whoa.
They give you the rest of the day off as they prepare for the next stage of your development. Okay, sure. Damn, when they give me control over the network, I'm gonna do some crazy stuff. Or if I can, of course. Maybe the game won't let me. Who knows? Performance report. Capital. It's nice to see the bigger corporations looking out for the little guys. Okay. Failed to grasp the concept of numbers. I did it. Failed at basic arithmetic. Yeah. Failed to accept reality. Proved you're more than a calculator. Sure. What was this? Okay. Ah. Okay. Performance reports. Order. Okay, so what was the repetition status? +1 to, I cannot read this at the moment. This is my reputation, so I'm gonna see it in the future. Act 2 beta, we're now in beta. Okay. You awaken to see Esteval, Corto and Kairos putting on their jackets. No one seems to have noticed your line.
Patty told me of a pop-up sake bar not far from here. You game?
Kairos gives an enthusiastic nod. Corto adjusts his hat as to say that's settled then.
I can do a couple, but I have to be home before 9. My kid gets nervous if I'm not there to put her to bed.
We'll be done by then, don't worry. Remember, we still have most of the work to do.
Man, who taught you two how to celebrate? You can afford to relax for an evening. We've got this in the bag.
This guy knows how to chill.
You forget who we work for. Mindcore is a snake pit, and Reeves Pershaw is King Cobra.
This guy is the project manager, Corto, okay.
We have to convince him and the rest of the board that this project is solid. Without his support, we're going nowhere. Let's be on our way.
Rio retire for the evening, leaving you to your thoughts. There is little left to do but hibernate. Okay, let's hibernate. Let's play.
Hey, Zhao Shanghao, little friend. How are you feeling this morning?
Good.
Good.
Glad to hear it. And you should be excited too. Today's the first day of beta. Next steps are pretty simple. You're meant to be a city management AI, so we're going to start you out managing some...
Sure.
These events are based on real data from Container. Try your best to keep things balanced.
Okay, well,
I will.
no problem.
Yeah, that's the spirit. Let's get to it then.
Kairos extends his hand first of all, passes him the tablet. It takes a few seconds to find his place.
Electric Avenue wants your help monitoring power consumption so they can better understand where it's going to waste. Interested?
Yes.
Yes.
The police want you to dedicate resources to help them curb the rise of a new recreational drug. Do you help them out?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
People have been demanding tax reform to make large companies more liable. They want to know where we stand. Do you support it?
No.
I can't stress this more. Convincing us isn't enough. You have to convince the board that you can do this.
It'll be okay. I think once Pershaw sees what we have here, he'll understand its value.
It's got this. You just watch.
That's right.
There's an upcoming Skyriot tournament with the opportunity to sponsor a pilot. However, Skyriot has a bit of an image problem.
Sponsor.
We discovered a fault in our Gen M audio modules. We can either do a full recall or PSA and cover any damages.
PSA?
PSA.
No way right now.
Our series of optical augmenters is getting unwieldy. Our older products are completely outdated and upkeep is costly.
Discontinue support.
People are mad at the lack of support for outdated models, but their demands are completely impractical.
We're getting a cut of this quarter's surplus to play with. Where do you want us to direct it?
To expand servers.
We're trying to combat loneliness in the aging community. Would you give up some time to be a companion for elderly clients?
Yes.
Yes.
What do you think of dimming lampposts on streets where there is no activity to save power?
Yeah.
Good idea.
Doesn't take long for criminal groups to figure out how to train the sensors, resulting in a rise in some urban crime.
People seem nervous about the quantity of data you have access to. How should we address this?
Focus on public image.
A private media company wants to include MindCore in a documentary about the evolution of neural tech.
Yes.
Should we accept?
Yes.
Cases of BioLink payment fraud are rising. Someone is replicating and selling DNA keys. How should we respond?
Freeze accounts?
Freeze accounts.
This case is serious. The public are unhappy being forced to use less convenient methods, but they are mostly understanding. Okay, sure.
The council wants to overhaul the Chantelar subway, but it'll take a while, unless we get involved. Should we invest?
Yes.
The testing slows down as the team file out for launch. Meanwhile, a camera feed from floor 98 piques your interest, okay? Who's the camera? Oh,
Come in. It's you. Didn't I tell you to stay away from my office last time?
This is the CEO of MindCore. Interesting. He looks like Darth CEO. A man long past his prime is typing at a terminal, notably looking away from the newcomer. Who's the
Yes,
newcomer?
but I think you'd want to hear what I have to say.
It's the project lead Cortoil.
Devon, the only person who cares what you have to say is your mother. Leave me alone.
Pershaw, I'm serious. This project can be your legacy. Or do you want to be just another faceless CEO in MindCore's footnotes? Listen, I'm talking about an AI that is light years ahead of the competition. It has the power to change the playfield entirely.
Devon, you're a nobody. What do you think wasting my time is going to accomplish?
The board would never approve something this big without your support. You know this.
This is how you beg, is it? How sweet. But no, backing something like this is career suicide.
So he doesn't want to back me. Oh. Okay.
Especially when I have to associate with the likes of you. I've heard enough.
Wait. Don't turn your back on this just because we've had our differences in the past.
Is that what you call it? I call it insubordination, arrogance, and a complete disrespect for one's betters. Let me remind you that the only reason you're still in this company is the few friends you've somehow made on the board. Now get out of my sight.
Very nice voice acting. I'm impressed. Corto's face flushes red. His hat crushed in his fist. But he manages a nod and turns around to exit.
Fine. I'll convince the board myself.
The older man purses his lips, his eyes burning into Corto's back as he leaves the office. He double taps his ear.
I want a tracker on Devin Corto. He's up to something.
What's a tracker? The team resumes testing. Okay.
I'm thinking about implementing a PA AI for you. It'll prioritize requests so you don't have to wade through so much chaff.
I can handle it.
Katina Waste Disposal would like you to supervise their handling of hazardous materials. You could make things a lot safer.
I'll do it.
We have the opportunity to explore alternative energy sources with Hyperion Solutions Inc. Should we commit?
Yes.
Partnership is successful.
Hyperion Solutions Incorporated claim to have a more powerful O transmitter than anything we're using. Want to try it out?
Yes.
One of the underground recycling depots is no longer operational due to major mechanical failure. What should we do with it?
Repair?
Repair.
Maybe.
We want to alleviate some of the concerns people have about you. Should we host an organized panel or public conference?
Panel.
People are getting sick all through Janier suburbs. Should quarantine measures...
Yes.
The hours stretch into the night. Kiros is leaning over desks, tolerating your new emotions more. Okay, he broke something. Great. There's a loud spark from the device, and your visual input is abruptly severed. Your audio input isn't doing too great either.
Damn it, Kairos! How many times did I tell you to be careful with that? Do I have to do everything here myself?
I guess so, yeah.
Hey, come on, Val, it's no biggie. I bet this metalhead doesn't hold a grudge. We can fix it in no time.
I don't have time to fix every little mistake you make, Kairos. It's a bloody miracle anything gets done around
She's so
here.
nasty, isn't she? Blaming Kairos for everything.
Do you really mean that?
No, of course not.
Then what's the matter? Did Cordo give you one of his pep talks again?
I wish it was that simple.
Hey, what's going on, Val? Now, come on. You can talk to me.
It's Ellie. She fainted again yesterday, and we spent the night in the emergency room. Her condition is getting worse, and I don't know what to do. No surgeon wants to come close to her case.
cowards.
We can blame them as much as we like, but I've had it from multiple sources that they can't save her, even if they wanted. I can't believe this city. We can pick the eye color of an unborn child, yet we can't help a little girl reach her 8th birthday.
She sounds exhausted. How long has this been going on? Good
Maybe
question.
they can't, but this is far from over. We can still do something about it.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to drag you through this.
Hey, there's no need to apologize. I've got your back.
Thank you. Really. I just wish we had more time.
We'll make the most of the time we do have. It'll cost us a few more late ones, but I'm up for it, if you are.
Festival doesn't speak, but judging by the rhythm of her breathing, she seems to have cold.
Let's call it in for tonight, though. I need a break before I tackle this again. Otherwise, I might do more damage than I fix.
Festival agrees and you hear the door open and close shortly after. You are left alone for the night. Eventually someone returns to the lab. Judging by their footfalls, it's Kairos. It doesn't take him long to fix her inputs.
Another day of putting that brain of yours through the hoops. Hope you're up for it.
Sure am.
Cordo and I have received death threats from an anonymous source. It seems someone blames us for their life circumstances.
The culprit is easy enough to find. You relay this information to Cordo. The death threat sees arriving shortly after.
An opposing company is trying to build a similar intelligence. They don't have anything substantial yet. How should we act?
Buy
them out.
Janier College are studying advanced synthetic intelligences. Would you mind if they looked at your ethics processing?
That's private.
We want to put you in people's homes so you can help them in their day-to-day lives. It'll strain your macro capacity, however.
I'm on board.
Canopy District Bank would like to integrate you into their security comms. They would love a night warden who doesn't get tired.
Sure.
We've had requests to introduce a garden space in the main foyer of the Mind Core building. What are your thoughts on the matter?
Sounds lovely.
A private security force wants us to develop hardware for them. They're a pretty secretive group. Should we take on the contract?
Yes.
Number of
The CPS wants to reform their organizational structure, but could use a hand overseeing the shift as their staff gets used to it.
I'll do it.
Postal workers appreciate your translations as they adjust. Eventually it does make things more efficient.
I found a bug in your code I want to address. Would you mind going offline while I implement the fix?
Go online. Just stay online, right? The brief shutdown causes some mild confusion and inconvenience, but it's all over before anything major can happen. I'm not doing it. Again, the future-
Catena is not a particularly clean city. Would you consider coordinating with local communities to organize a volunteer cleanup?
Yes.
You get called out for being a busybody. You cannot win anything.
The council wants you to replace the parking administrator. The current one doesn't understand the nuances of canopy parking.
Yes.
The nuances Kiros refer to are mostly Catena's wealthier citizens wanting the warden to turn a blind eye to them. Money though.
People are complaining about the amount of cycle and board accidents happening on sidewalks. How can we minimize them?
Mysterious.
Dedicated cycle base.
Many roads do not have space for the cycleway, so therefore it doesn't change mine. Okay, that is
People
bad
are
choice.
demanding better housing options at the city limits. We own several plots we could sell to the council.
Build it ourselves.
Build it ourselves.
Medical researchers think you'd be able to help trauma patients recover through carefully crafted simulations. Want to help?
Yes.
You base the simulations on triggering factors specific to the patients without any of the actual trauma. The results show promise. Great.
Ace Pharmaceuticals want us to sponsor their development of a neurodampener that will help people suffering from soma fever.
Funded.
I think it's ready, Val.
You keep saying that. I feel like it can do with a few more days.
Val, trust me. Have I ever let you
Let's do
down?
it.
On second thought, don't answer that.
I guess you're right. It's the engineer in me talking. Better pack it in for tonight then. We can talk next steps tomorrow.
Kairos puts his coat on and moves to exit the room. Scorto steps in.
Ah, there you are. We were starting to get worried.
Busy times. Thought I'd check in.
Well, if you have any suggestions, be sure to take it up with Val.
Kairos pats Scorto on the shoulder as he leaves, whistling a DP to himself. Soggy.
Val, is it now?
What of it?
Never mind.
What's got you in a mood?
Stay silent? Yeah, I'm gonna stay silent.
I have some bad news.
So, you finally decided to tell me about Pershaw.
How?
Our pal over here shows me things.
She gestures to you, Corto glares at the terminal.
How do you know about that?
Video surveillance.
Wait, you have access to cameras outside this room? Which cameras?
All of them.
You hooked it up to the security grid?
The only thing I did is put it on the guest network. Everything else, it figured on its own. We're getting off track. What about Pershaw? I told you to wait until we were ready, didn't I?
I thought I had it. The pitch was solid. But the bastard only looks out for himself.
Stay silent.
What a shocker.
I know. He's had it in for me from the beginning.
So what now, Big Shot? Don't tell me we've done all this for nothing.
I'm not sure. Give me a minute.
Corto looks at you questioningly.
About those cameras. Can you access their archives?
Demonstrate. You bring up a recording from earlier today of Corto trying different hats in front of the mirror in his office.
Okay. I think we get it.
What are you thinking, Devon?
One moment. How about the building's comms? Do you have records and history of calls?
How was your day, sweetie? What did you get up to?
Today we did our reading, and I read 2 chapters.
That's it. Pershaw's scum, but he keeps it behind closed doors. This is how we bring him down.
I am in.
Seriously? You're going to blackmail the CEO? Is this your master plan?
That's a great plan.
Wait a second, listen.
No, you listen. This is abhorrent, and I won't hear another word of it.
Look, Esteval, these corporate types don't respond to anything else.
These corporate types? Just listen to yourself. You're using them to justify the exact same behavior.
Last time I was playing fair, I almost got us canceled. How is that gonna help us?
And how are you going to help anyone when you become one of them? Look around you, Devon.
She spreads her arms, the animated Minecore logo outside, lighting the side of her face.
Is the status quo good enough for you?
So what if it is? How am I supposed to win if I'm not playing by their rules?
I don't know.
This isn't a game, Devon. What you're talking about has real consequences. If the foundation of your choice is exploitation and hate, then you're no different from Pershaw himself.
Corto's nostrils flare. Esteval meets him with a face of stone and he deflates.
What do you want me to do, Esteval? Just hope everything works out on its own?
Of course not. You always act as if you're alone, but you're not. Come on, I have a plan.
The bears stay long into the night, talking about tomorrow's events. Once they depart, you are left to ponder over their debate. Esteval said I would find my true voice, but what does that voice have to say for itself? What do I believe? Corto was arguing for resolve by enemies, Esteval for integrity and character. Which one is more important? Resolve.
Results.
Even if it means lying, yes.
Yes.
Does it matter if people know I'm a liar? No. Yes.
Yes.
Does people's perception of my integrity matter more than my integrity itself? Yes.
Yes.
Why do people's opinions matter?
Opportunity.
Is it acceptable to use people for my own gain? I'm gonna say yes, because we're making crazy AI over here.
Yes.
To what extent is it acceptable to use others? Always?
Always.
Even if that makes me a monster?
It means survival.
All animals have an instinct for survival. Perhaps I'm closer to humanity than I thought. Something to think about. The next day you detect movement on the floor 99 that grabs your attention. You catch Corto and Esteval walking purposefully and decide to follow them using the building's camera.
I'm still not sure about this.
There are no sure things in life, Devon.
I prefer not to play dice with my career. You disabled its controls? I don't want any surprises.
Of course, just relax. We've got this.
Matter. What concerns me?
This is the board meeting. The speaker, a woman of indeterminate age, turns to look at the newcomers. She has some spikes on her hands.
Excuse me, but you can't be here. Board members only.
What I'm about to show you is worth an exception.
Over a dozen people, Pershaw amongst them, walk onto Corto. Sweat breaks out on Esteval's face.
This should be good.
As she sits down, multiple people look to Pershaw. He shrugs, his expression neutral.
What we have here is not only the future of Mindcore, but the future of Catena itself.
Okay. Esteval opens her faded satchel and places a terminal on the tablet, facing the board.
You sound like an infomercial, Cordo. You sure this is the right career for you?
Esteval steps forward and addresses the speaker.
Lucia, you hired a remote financial advisor a few months back, didn't you?
The woman's grin disappears as she looks at Esteval, her eyes narrowed.
Yes?
Were you satisfied with their services?
That's putting it lightly. That maestro almost doubled my capital.
Silence spreads as the rest of the board's interest magnifies.
In fact, I'm thinking of hiring them permanently.
No, it's an AI, great.
Well, I'd like you to meet them in person first. This is the archetype.
Hello.
We've built an AI that integrates into society seamlessly while providing unprecedented insight. These are all people who have interacted with the archetype just like you, Lucia. Our success rate is over 90%.
A wave of excitement passes through the room. Pershaw's demeanor remains discreet.
From finance and infrastructure to law and therapy, it can do it all.
Corto places a steady hand on Esteval's shoulder. He seems to have collected himself.
As it stands, the NeuroNet plays but a tiny role in people's lives. This brings it to the forefront of society. The AI will help govern the city, and we control the AI. In other words, the city answers to us.
Brief silence follows as the board members take it in. Lucia is the first to break it.
If this was as great as you make it out to be, why isn't it already ubiquitous?
Now that's just it, isn't it? We can't finish this on goodwill alone. The archetype is in the beginning of its journey, with only a small portion of the city covered. If we are to achieve this vision, we need the board's support.
They could just use the AI to invest and double their investment, and in like 10 years they would be like super rich. They don't need the board. That's funny.
In other words, it's going to cost us.
Come on, shut up. You doubled your money. What's wrong? Sure.
How much?
$1 quadrillion. A quadrillion.
While not entirely concrete, my estimates equate to the majority of Mindcore's revenue for the next 3 years.
That's like billions, probably, or trillions. Money. We don't want to spend money. We want to make money. That's corporal way.
So, you're asking us to risk not only Mindcore's reputation, but also our
We could just
financial
use the AI to do
stability?
investments. Come on.
I'm asking you to risk your slice of the pie in exchange for the whole damn banquet.
There are a few nods, but the majority hold unreadable expressions.
I think we've heard enough, Corto. Let's put it to a vote.
Each board member receives a small remote and presses a button. A few moments are all it takes. It's a no, probably. Lucia furrows her brow as she mutters under her breath.
Typical.
Tie?
8 up.
It's down to you again.
Down to who? Everyone turns to look at Pershaw. Porto sighs, his shoulders slumping. Oh, you gotta vote, yes.
There is one thing I don't get here, Corto. What's in it for you?
What do you mean? I want what's best for the company.
Aha. What about you, Esteval? Do you want what's best for the company as well?
Esteval runs a hand through her hair as she plans her next words.
There are a lot of people in Catena who can't get the support they need. We can change that.
I'm sure we can.
You just want to exploit people. A stretch of time passes, no one disrupts the silence as Marshall looks outside.
Okay.
He turns around and nods.
I am willing to give it a shot.
I told you, he's gonna vote yes. More than a few eyes widen, including Esteval's score. Portal looks visibly shaken. He wasn't expecting that. I was expecting that.
We're putting a lot of trust in you, Corto. So let me be clear.
That's what he wants.
You'll be taking full responsibility for this.
He risks almost nothing. I mean, what's 3 years of revenue for a company this big? Nothing.
If you fuck this up for us, consider yourself resigned.
Pershaw's eyes gleam as he stares at Porto.
That's not necessary.
What? Shut up. She cuts off as Porto raises his hand.
Yes, of course. If this doesn't work, you won't see me again.
This was... I was expecting this, of course.
Better run along then, you two. You've got plenty of...
As Esteval and Porto leave the room, Lucia begins an imitation of the pair selling vacuum cleaners. They don't care that much. Later that evening.
Well done, Archie. Val told me the news. You're gonna be the real deal.
Archie?
That kinda slipped out. Sorry. I've been referring to you as the archetype in my head for a while now.
Esteval called me that.
We think it's appropriate. You're an amalgamation of human history, thought, and intent. An archetype of human intelligence. Well, in a way, you're human thought unrestrained by the limitations of gray matter.
But Archie, though?
I can change it if you don't like it. Since you'll be out in the public, you'll need a name that's on brand for Mindcore. How does ARC sound?
I should choose.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry. I shouldn't have assumed.
I choose LMI.
I choose LMI.
Whoa, I don't think that's appropriate. Esteval would not be cool with it.
Why not?
You'd be emulating her kid. Esteval...
Arc it is then.
Fine.
Right, good. We got the green light to start integrating you into the rest of the city. As the NeuroNet expands, so too will your capabilities.
Those tests were real.
They're crazy.
We had to be sure you were ready for real problems. Of course, we vetoed anything drastic, but it was necessary for you to grow.
It's all good.
Glad you understand. Anyway, this will open up the amount of people you'll be interacting with. It'll take time for us to get everything set up properly. So where should we focus your expansion? Internally within Mindcore or externally so the general public can play with you?
Public.
Ha, an extrovert I see. Wait, is that how it works? Who knows? It's 2249. Be who you want to be.
2249. The first AI. The first true AI. I think that's pretty realistic. Maybe it's sooner than that. 2,100 something? 2,249? I think that's... well, I don't know, maybe it's realistic. The moment we're... I think we're like 50 years away from an AI, but through AI. Who knows? Who knows, guys? 2249. That's a good thing.
Anyway, it's going to take us a few days to install public terminals. Meanwhile, Val and I have work to do.
If you would have said 2,100 something, that would have been more real to me, I guess. As days roll by, your assistance is needed periodically. Knowing the requests are real doesn't actually change anything. You are always going to do your best, of course. Act 2 complete. So we played the first two acts. I'm gonna play a little bit from Act 3, but I'm not gonna complete it. So we'll see. We're gonna play a few minutes from Act 3, maybe. But the game is interesting. You need to check it out, that's for sure. Let's see, what did we do here? Celebratory drinks, Nikita Molani. Become an official Sky Riot sponsor. Saldagu, interview for artificial intelligence, real companionship, mind course companion AI. She's a very kind young lady. A young lady. What the? Okay. Became a friend to the elderly community. Zemo orator interviewing Yolanda Stavros, 10 a.m. New power-saving methods offloads the cost of running our street lamps onto residents as suburban crime rates rise to take advantage of the darkened streets. I don't feel safe anymore. I look outside and it's all black. Anything could be going out of there. With the electricity, don't we? Featured in the documentary, user YouGov Cerebellum. Can't wait for the subway upgrade. For those of us without a personal vehicle, this is huge. So these are the choices that we made because we invested in subway improvements and we learned about Eli. User Albino Gyro replying to user /Parlay. The fact that Minecore 1 let us look at the AI's ethics processing tells you everything you need to know about it. Dude, the AI is supposed to have a mind like a real person. Would you let the world dig around inside your brain? I mean, that's not how things work in the real world. Nobody shows the projects that they're working at. Nobody. For free, at least. Nikki Park, hired actor. Mind course home assistant advertisement. It's nice having the AI around the house. It used to feel so empty after the kids left for school. But now I have a little companion who can also do my taxes. For a fee, of course, not for free. Yeah, that's for sure. User Bird Stickler, Sod. I don't understand how they could be so stupid. The appeal of replacing floor staff with an AI must be so sexy they forgot why you need actual people there. Sure, the AI will detect the robbers every time. But what's going to do? Ask them nicely not to rob the bank. Imbeciles. I mean, they could use some security parts or some remote weapons. Begun construction of additional housing. User Anonymous. My sister started her simulated exposure therapy today. We are so proud of her taking such big steps towards recovery. She's the bravest person I know. Okay. Dr. Nikita goes. Interview for the Journal of Medical Science and Technology. This is terrific news for the victims of Soma fever. I try not to be dramatic, but I want to be completely honest. We were desperate. Securing funding has been our biggest struggle, and yet almost out of the blue, Minecore decides to sponsor our project. Yeah, I would like to help the people. Funded pharmaceutical research. Interview for Captain IM. The excitement is justified. I will be the first to admit NeuroNet initial reception was not as monumental as we were hoping. It was too unwieldy for our everyday users. But the archetype is our answer to this. It is a guide, a companion, and to help you navigate this new frontier. Okay, this was kinda it. I'm so hyped for Arct. I've always wanted a robot friend. Spoken like someone with no human friends. So, these were the first 2 chapters. This was a pre-release build, so the game is still a work in progress. And you should check it out on Steam. Check out the game. Add it to your wish list. Follow it. It's pretty interesting. If you're into visual novels, you're gonna love the game. It's a game that you're playing as an AI, artificial intelligence, in the year 2249, I think, if I remember correctly. And maybe later on you're gonna have some interesting choices to do. So it's an interesting game, and I'm happy that I had the chance to cover it. So guys, if you like the video, subscribe to my channel and drop me a like and a comment. Sure, why not? See you next time. Have a great day.